How many times have I wandered through these self-same lanes, brushed shoulders with the same indignant expressions carved into local faces? There's a strange familiarity that feels almost hostile. Something in the stillness of this town seems to rebuke movement itself. I do not complain. I merely question the quiet endurance of those who call this place home day after day. How do they reconcile repetition with vitality? High Street, that perennial monarch amidst fields and hedgerows, presides with an illusion of urban command. It draws a rigid line through the otherwise gentle sprawl of rurality. The war memorial in the square, a curious blend of Christian reverence and perhaps unintentionally Eastern motifs from a Hindu scripture, suggests a town unsure whether it's more altar or apologia. One could easily mistake it for a relic misplaced from a more cosmopolitan clime. The library building, like a forgotten crown atop the brow of this pastoral settlement, a touch of regality in a sea of brick and shrubbery. Alas, the adjacent tourist office offers little beyond refrigerator magnets and postcards, curated kitsch for the occasional passerby. The old post office, however, stands defiantly imperial, a vestige of Victorian ambition with its ornate arches and imperial overtones, whispering of a Britain that once believed in grandeur. The shops straddle that fine line between predictability and charm, chain stores peddling the usual wares, punctuated here and there by polished boutiques yearning for London prices in a countryside economy. The high street dissolves without ceremony into the wilderness. One step, and you are returned to sheep fields and weather-beaten cottages. It's less transition, more rupture. Urban pretense ends, and rural England resumes its quiet muttering. At the tail end of town, there emerge older souls of architecture, medieval perhaps, certainly pre-industrial. These houses, preserved in colorful coats, line the side streets like a row of ancient pensioners smiling through false teeth. They are beautiful, yes, but they also feel like exhibits, too carefully arranged to be believed, as if the town were aware of its visual weakness and sought to overcompensate. The church, an ecclesiastical behemoth, crowns the rise with both majesty and melancholy. Its spire stabs at the sky with misplaced confidence, while its garden blooms with almost irritating health. But step inside, and the atmosphere changes. The interior is cold, neglected, and sad. The stained glass strains to maintain relevance. Pews sit empty in quiet dereliction. It is like a cathedral without a congregation, a sermon without a soul. The museum is the town's triumph, its most splendid contradiction. Within this modest edifice lies an empire in miniature. Egyptian mummies with hollow eyes, Native American beadwork stripped of context, Chinese ceramics speaking in the tongue of plundered dynasties. It is the British Museum without the grandeur or the gilt, a miniature Fitzwilliam or Ashmolean maybe. That such an institution could quietly exist here, among flower stalls and elderly ramblers, is nothing short of astonishing. And so, Saffron Walden joins the ledger of places half forgotten and half remembered, a town of cultured facades and rural bones, where dreams of the metropolis flicker amidst hedgerows and harvests. It is a study in contrasts, and perhaps in contradictions. As a skeptical traveler, I depart with the usual cocktail of admiration and unease. For every glimpse of elegance, there is a shadow of abandonment. Such is the eternal paradox of the English town.